I want to introduce a show to you. It's called Chatroom with Max.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Pay attention whenever you're
don't stop.
The primary sign, usually on an adult in a domestic violence situation, are bruises.
God gave him a talent. And the Bible says your gift will make a way for
When we sit there and we blame God for the things that are happening in our lives, no, God never told me to lay down with that man.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chatroom with Max. It's a wonderful Sunday. Today, we're not going to be laughing a lot. I'll be Samsoft.
we will try. We'll try.
Yeah. So, how have you been, Samsoft?
I'm good. You can tell I'm good. I'm doing good.
Okay.
So how y'all doing?
Well, I'm sure.
And how are you too?
Well, I'm good.
Yeah, I can see.
Yes, sir. So today we have a very, very interesting and yet serious and tragic story to talk about. We're going to be reacting to this story.
Oh, yes.
As you know, we bring you news as it's coming out.
The hot.
Yes, as it is hot, so that you guys will be informed, because it's not easy, keeping people informed.
Exactly.
Without further ado, I
information
want to
bring transformation.
Okay. Yeah, I said it. Information brings transformation.
That's right.
If you transform you, it transform you.
Yeah, not the transformer.
Let's just invite our brother Stanley. So everybody, welcome the one, the only Stanley, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everybody. How you guys doing today?
Welcome.
Thank you. How's everybody doing? Hope you all had a great week.
Well, yes.
Our
yes.
weather here is still cold. I don't know about yours.
Oh, it's beautiful here today. Honestly,
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
it's beautiful.
Okay. So today, Stanley, we're going to be talking about a very, very serious topic. And I think for the first time in Chatroom's history, we're not going to laugh too much. The title of the topic is
You're not going to make me, because even the story will not make you laugh.
Why I Left My 16-month-old Baby Alone for 10 Days. Why I Left My 16-month-old Baby Alone for 10 days. As you can hear from my voice is, I'm already, angry. I'm
Aggravated.
Yeah, I'm not happy about what happened. What happened was very, very
It's tragic.
very tragic. But I was like, how even animals they even take care of their
Exactly.
children more than we humans. So before we begin, we're gonna bring in our special, wonderful Dr. Tolu, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen,
Tolu, happy
make
Sunday.
the
Welcome.
one, the only Dr.
Hello, gentlemen. Can you all hear me? Your voices sound so very far away. I'm not sure if it's my microphone.
Well, we can hear you.
We can
very
hear
well.
you loud and clear.
Really? Yeah, I can barely hear you. Let me log out and look back in.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, let's first of all begin this way. Let's begin by asking this general question. Is it okay to leave a 16-month-old baby in the house unattended to for any reason, for any amount of time? What time frame would you say is okay to leave a 16-month-old baby at home?
There is no time frame to leave a child, period. Even when that child is even 15 years old, you can't even leave a 15 years old.
15 years old child?
You cannot just leave that child like
What
that.
you leave a 15-year-old child at home? That child is already almost an adult.
But I know it's almost an adult. But I'm saying that it is just not normal for someone to leave a toddler for no reason. For what? It makes no sense to me.
Well, I do agree. Please, if you're watching from home, let's know where you're watching from so we can say hi to you and, give you a shout out. Okay?
And don't forget to...
Yes. You see, I even forgot what we always used to say.
I
Don't forget
understand.
to like where you're watching this from. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Do not forget to hit the notification tab so you know whenever we're on. And lastly, don't forget to share, okay?
Share. It is love and sharing. And especially this topic is very good. So it's a very serious topic. I want you to click the share button and invite somebody right now.
All right. You guys have had some soft.
Yes.
All right. So, Sally,
Yeah.
is there a television on around your side? The sound is bleeding into the stream.
Oh, let me hold on. Let me see if I can get it from here.
So we have Lynn. Watch, it's Lynn. She's watching. Hi, Lynn. How you doing?
Hello,
she says
Lynn.
you can't leave a 10-year-old child at home.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome, Lynn. It's nice to have you again on the show. We also have she says good evening, everyone. Yes, good evening,
Good
Lynn.
evening.
We have our guests coming in there backstage. Let me make welcome the one and only Joyce, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, Joel. Ladies and gentlemen. Joel, can you please make your video landscape instead
Landscape.
of
All right.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome, Joel. You can see Joel is wearing jersey. I don't know which color he's playing for.
That is not a football jersey. That's a marital jersey.
Joy,
you are still not on landscape.
Your head is upside down.
I'm flipping.
Now you are. Now we can see you very well.
Thank you very much for joining, Joel. Doctor, I see you, but your video is off. If you can turn on your video real quick, okay? All right. She says camera won't come on, but I can hear you. Yeah, can you go off and come back?
Yes.
All right. So let's begin. So this particular event happened some weeks ago, where a mother left her child for 10 days to go vacationing. And in this vacation, she went and she saw two men during that whole trip. She saw two men. So based on the story that we heard from the judgment in court, they said she left the child, first of all, 2 days, went out, and then came back again, and then packed her bags and traveled again. This time around, she went for 10 days. And the neighbor, whose doorbell caught all these trips on camera, they knew because the police had to, get those footages, went through almost 600 and something hours worth of footage, to be able to investigate this. And after that, they could even pick up the baby crying at home. The baby was crying continuously at home, even in the middle of the night, during the day, the baby was crying. And they actually even recorded the last time that the baby cried. It was just so sad. If I watch
my question is that, so she didn't have a neighbor that could hear the baby crying? And normally in America, when we hear, even when couples are fighting or quarreling, somebody will call the cops.
Yeah.
But in this situation, it's so unfortunate that there was no help for this child.
Yeah.
Because normally, for instance, the baby was crying. And then knowing that this woman is not at home, someone would have called the police.
Well, that's a good point to make. It's a good point to make. But I don't know why anybody called the police.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that. We have Chioma in the house. She says goosebumps all over my body. Yeah. When I heard it, trust me, it was so many goosebumps. The goosebumps had the thumb bimbos.
Yeah, they tell you.
So let's hear from the gentleman in the house. What do you guys think about this particular case? What do you guys think about the case? Because this lady traveled, left her 16 months old. Now, leaving that 16 months old for 10 days, came back. When she came back, she obviously called 911. Called 911, crying hysterically, saying, "Oh, help, my baby is dying," and all that. And while she was busy crying, they told her, she even attempted doing CPR. But from forensic reports, they said she changed her clothes, she changed the baby's clothes and cleaned up the baby before 911 could get there. She changed the baby's clothes before 911 could get there. Welcome back, Doc.
Do you know what? I think this woman deliberately want the child to die. because it's premeditated. She planned it. So the fact that she keeps going and allowing this child to be by herself indicates she wants something bad to happen to the child, unless she's crazy or she's mentally. Even wait first, no, I take that back, because even when you are crazy, I've seen crazy people take care of their children. Back home in Nigeria, there was this woman that has mentally challenged. She carries that child. She protects that child even in that state of that mental state. So this one, you have to call it something else, because even people with mental issue will not want to identify with this kind of woman.
Okay. So, Doc, welcome back.
Thank you.
I know when I and Doctor we're talking about this offline, and the way Doctor was shocked about this whole situation.
She shocked the light.
Yes, I was like, Doc, you have to come in. Before Doctor says anything, let's take some comments. Lynn says, so the neighbors heard this child crying for days. No one called the cops.
Thank you.
No one went to check what's wrong.
Thank you.
Very true. Uzavik is in the house. Say, hello, my people. Good to see your lovely faces. Thank you. Lynn says, no one called 911. Okay. Yes. So what do you think? At this point, do you think that the neighbor should have been dragged into it? What do you think is wrong with this woman? Do you think everything is right with her? Do you think it was, as Sam Soft said, premeditated? Do you think that this particular lady intentionally did it? Or do you think she has some mental illness that might have made her do it without knowing that she did it until she realized that she did it, and then it was already too late that she did it? Do you think the neighbor have been brought in? So many did it. Me, I'm confused
I'm
already.
telling you.
So let's just go fire on people.
Good evening, everyone. Doc,
Hi.
I'm glad seeing you. It's been a while.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. From what Sammy said, there's so much truth within, but we cannot settle for that. Like that's the truth. But however, we could even make that ambiguous. Like it seemed like she has, or rather, the person that got her pregnant for that baby, she doesn't like the person and she wants to do away with the person. So do away with anything that has to do with that person. So it would be a good idea to eliminate that child if you want to come from that part, because there's no mother. I don't think there's a mother that would leave her 16 months baby, out there. Did I say 16 months? Am I right? 16 months, yeah.
16 months,
baby
yes.
out there, and then go on a trip for whatever, for whoever, I don't know. But if any man would have given her that baby, that other man that she's going out with will also give her the baby. So it seemed like she wants to start a new life off with the previous man that had given her that baby. She wants to eliminate the baby. I just think that's one part of her part, her own situation, her storyline. But the other part, whoever did the video shot or whatever, the cam recording, I think that person is also sinister in this thing. It's very heartless to find to hear a baby cry, number one, and then you knew that this woman is with a suckling child or have a baby and that she left at home. You didn't call the cops on the very first day, and you're coming out to tell us that you have a shot or screen videos of this whole process. I don't know. It seemed like I don't know. They're all mad in that area. It seems like they're all crazy in that area. How I know, I have not been to America, but I know that the way the system works out there, they're really nosy. When they see some things that are not right, they just come into it. They might not come into you because they're going to be poking their nose. They'll put up a call. There's something going on around here that is strange. So
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't do that. Or rather, the lady, whoever did, the neighbor, I don't know why the person didn't do that, but decided to allow that child die, and then later on started bringing out confession or a cam recorder to show the cops about it. So
Even
that's
like what you said now, even without worrying about the child, sometimes some people will be worrying about the mother for the fact that the child is crying. And
yes, true.
Is she dead?
Yes, true.
So for the fact that they didn't make any effort to call the police or check on them, Yeah, that area, that neighborhood is something else.
I tell you.
All right.
Could I say something?
Go ahead, Doc.
Well, first of all, how is everyone doing? Glad to be here.
We're not
Doing
into
great.
Minister Max, go and say no more. You know. Anywho, but
I'm saying,
yes, that's what he needs. He's the bishop that needs to go and say no more. But as to what my brother Joel just said,
yeah.
so I believe that the camera action came in during the prosecution when the police were trying to gather evidence. So
investigation.
I do not believe that it was the neighbor that came and said, "Oh, pay or go." I think it was the police in the process of finding out all the things that are related to the matter. Then they discovered, oh, okay, somebody has ring, and all they need is for a judge to say, oh, you need to give us this evidence.
Mhm.
That's all they need to get it, even if the neighbor wasn't willing. But I agree with you when you said that. So you had the baby crying the first time, the second time. And they said the baby was screaming, the baby was howling, and at no point did anyone say, just like, I'm not sure who said, I think it was Minister Max that said, what if that the mother had had a heart attack and she died? Somehow everybody just, carried on. Now, this is the one thing I would tell you. I now live in the Midwest, and regardless of what people see on TV, Americans are not quite as nosy as some people think they are.
Mm.
Never be fooled by what you see in the movies and on the TV. Yes.
Business.
Are there exactly more people than not rather prefer to mind their own business?
Before they carry on joint case.
Even when the matter will become a problem, most people rather mind their business. They may stand and look, but they may say nothing and walk away. So maybe the neighbors heard the child and they were like, where is mother? Okay, maybe they went off to like, okay, mother probably came. There's any myriad of excuses that could have come up as to why they did not call the police. But as to the mother, now here's my thing with the family. I'm not sure if her family lived in the same town with her, but when I was reading the stuff that came with the link, when the parents were pleading for mercy for her, they said that she had some pre-existing mental health issues and that at some point she stopped taking her medicine.
Yeah.
Now, apparently the judge was not impressed. Now, the thing that I read, I did not see where they said exactly. It sounded like maybe anxiety.
Anxiety and depression.
No. Anxiety is a relatively benign. Those who are suffering it do not think it is benign, but in the grand scheme of mental health issues, it is relatively benign, as different from, say, like just a frank psychosis or something like that, right? Now, my issue is this. If she had been that depressed, were the family not concerned enough to say, we don't think you are able to take care of this child, let us come in and help? Again, because of the way modern life is set up in America right now, it's not like those days when you had a baby, your mom could throw down everything she was doing and come and help you. Life is not like that for a lot of people here, such that even when they have a baby, their own mother is still working. So she really can't take off time to come and be with them. Talk less of take the baby in, say, oh, this woman, obviously something was not quite right, and she couldn't take care of this baby as much as she should have. I believe her family should have stepped in. Again, I don't know their situation, particularly if they don't live Ohio, if they didn't live in the same state or in the same city as she did. Be all that as it may, there was always the option for giving up this child for adoption. If she had decided, you know what, I can't take this anymore, it's too much, she could have given up this child for adoption. So there were options available to her. Again, I don't know her specific mental health issue. Her parents insist she had some. I would have wanted to hear a psychiatrist, at least some sort of psych evaluation, to say, okay, what exactly was going on with this person? Another point here that I found really scandalous is the fact that she went on a holiday.
Yeah.
Now, if she had gone on the holiday by herself,
that's different.
We could still have said she was just trying to decompress. She went with a man's.
Two months.
Do you see? So because when Minister Mex initially mentioned this to me, I was sort of sympathetic to her. I'm like, okay, single mother, maybe she was overwhelmed. And then you went on a trip.
Single mother.
Far, okay, let's even say, okay, you're overwhelmed, you wanted to go on a trip. She couldn't ask her family, she couldn't take, as in literally go dump the child with grandma. I don't know a grandma that would say, thou shalt not do such a thing, But you went on a trip for 10 days far out of the continental US. So the pieces are all just sort of like scattering in different directions, and it is really hard. It is really hard to be sympathetic to her cause at this point. But I still feel a psych evaluation of some sort would have, just to make sure everything is on the up and up. And Minister Mex knows why I'm saying this, because in the US, minorities and people of color have been historically given longer and harsher sentences for similar crimes. There have been other cases of infanticide, and typically when they are not a minority, they are viewed as the victim in this situation. Circumstances overwhelm them, mental health issues may have overtaken them. But this woman is being painted as, oh, this is a premeditated, this is a planned murder, because that's what all the facts show. But I would still have wanted to see a psych evaluation at the very least.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. To doctor.
Yeah.
When somebody is having that kind of psychological breakdown, they know for themselves, like even though they are having, don't they come to their senses like, okay, they are having these challenges, don't they know?
Well, see, there's something, Minister Mex to tell you, there's something called insight. Insight is what allows a person that is slowly but surely departing from reality to know that they are living.
So
for many people that have a psychotic break, insight is not part of the equation at that point. It really isn't.
So pretty much like Doctor is saying, the reason why it's actually a psychiatric disorder or psychotic break is because your reality has been altered. So what is normal is now abnormal to you. What is abnormal is now normal to you. So that's where you have altered sense of reality.
So
okay, Mex. What if the parents were aware of the situation, as it were, and they let her have that child.
Okay, so let me.
You can't prevent an adult from having a child,
but let's.
I don't mean giving birth. Continue holding the child.
Okay, so let before Stanley says response to this, because Stanley is just sitting down looking at all of us, will be harsh than the judge sentencing.
And you look like the judge.
Let's take these comments. Let's take these comments before we proceed. Okay. So Doc, you want to read these comments for us?
Yeah, sure. The thing is, some women feel overwhelmed after childbirth. They feel like their lives just came to a stop and she just wanted out. But this is not an excuse to abandon a 1-year-old.
Okay, so let's jump on this real quick. What Lynn is trying to explain is explain postpartum depression.
Yeah.
Right? We have postpartum blues and we have postpartum depression. In fact, that's going to be one of our topics for next month or next 2 months, postpartum depression and postpartum blues. Did she have postpartum depression? There was no clinical diagnosis that she had postpartum depression. What they said she had was anxiety and depression. Was on some anxiolytics and antidepressants for that particular.
Sorry for cutting you short. Who this information you're giving now?
Yes, sir.
Who was giving the court this information?
So they got the records from her hospital. Because I had to watch the whole court proceedings, like it was more an hour plus.
Yes.
This is the hospital aware she has a child.
Yes, they are, and there's nothing they can do about it. It's okay.
Really?
Lots of people have depression and they have children.
A lot of people have depression. A lot of people have anxiety.
Schizophrenia. They have children.
It's very, very okay. There's nothing the hospital can do about it. The
Minister Mex, do we know how far back when she was first diagnosed with the depression? Was that information available?
No, that information was not available, but they stated that this is her second child. This is not the first.
Oh.
This is
what
her
about the
second
first one?
child. The first child is fine. The first child is grown.
Okay.
Not too grown, but the first child is grown.
So she was basically leaving the two of them.
No, she didn't leave the two of them.
Oh.
She had the first child. The first child does not live with her, but she raised the first child and the second child together at some point. So let me give you a background of her story.
Mhm.
Her story began when, what they actually talked about in court was she being in an, after having the first child, I think the first child was for another man. The second child, this one, that's why I kind of agreed a little bit with what Joel said. The second child was from a man that was physically and mentally abusive towards her. You know,
Wow.
he was abusing her, beating her up, and all that. And she ran away from him and came to the United States. And she was actually a teacher, from what they said. You know, so obviously, if you're a teacher, you should know teachers like children. You like children without working as a teacher.
Exactly.
So she was a teacher and she was working as one, but she would complain of, you know, she would complain of headaches, migraines. She goes to the hospital, all those things. And then the depression thing, they put her on some heavy medications and she was taking those meds until she wasn't taking those meds anymore. But during that period when she traveled, I don't know what happened, because the family, her parents are elderly and her parents love her. So the family did not get to like be there for the kid or for her. She traveled, went and came back, and that's when the whole investigation started. At first, when they were questioning her, she was lying. She lied that she did not leave. She said, you know, two things to cover up herself, you know. So they started bringing out evidence, pictures of when she was on vacation, enjoying herself, you know. They took pictures of her in bikinis and all that. And even when they arrested her, put her in the holding cell, they overheard her phone conversation with her talking to her mom, saying, "Oh, she's not the first person that their child has died. It's not as if she intentionally killed the child," you know, all those things. She's not the first person, yes, but it's the intentionality in the act. It's the pre-planning of a trip, not a 25 minutes trip to somewhere. Flight, not just one flight.
But for her to say
flights.
that is a woman that just lost a child, saying that, there's a problem somewhere. She never had feelings for the child.
Not as if she never had feelings for the child, because if I go back to where I looked at pictures of that child from her social media, child was looking good. She was well taken care of.
Have you not seen picture of husband and wife kissing each other on Facebook, and the two of them are just fighting it?
Let's take some comments before we answer. Go ahead, Doc.
Okay. I think the mother is mentally unbalanced. The neighbor should have called for help to save the life of the kid. I'm with you. I'm telling you, you hear a child cry once, twice, 3 times over a period of days, not just once.
Somebody show.
Hi, Dupe.
Abba.
Go ahead, Doc.
There's a saying that there's nothing new under the sun. This saying is no longer true. This is new under the sun. No, people kill their children. There's such a thing as infanticide. People kill their children, yes.
Nothing where Musa never say forget. You understand? Now let me give you one. Let me give you one. Maybe this one I'll give you will be new one under the sun.
For free.
It happened here in Massachusetts, in Duxbury to be precise, where a mother Googled locations that is far away from the home and ordered takeout from that location, called her husband and tell her husband she's in the mood to eat this. What does the husband want to eat? So now told the husband to go to CVS in that another location to buy medication, right? All this was to get the guy far away from the house so she can do what she wanted to do. And what she ended up doing, I'm sorry to say this, if you have kids watching, please, I hope your children is not in front of this screen. For the first time, I will say chat room is not for children for now.
For today.
What this mother ended up doing was she took the exercise
Hey.
rubber, the
Oh
exercise
my
things,
God.
and strangled 2 of her kids. 2 of them. And
Wow.
after she did that, she took a sharp object, sliced her wrist, and jumped through a window, 2nd floor window. The husband ended up coming back. When he entered, he noticed the house was very quiet. And then he now went to the room. The room was locked. He forced it open, saw blood, and then went to the window and saw his wife down. Ran down, asked his wife, "Where are the kids?" She said the kids are in the basement. He ran. He was trying to stop the blood and all that. Called 911. 911 came. He went to the basement. There he found his kids in the basement, lifeless. So what they ended up doing was they ended up
That one
committing
who
her-
serious past the
they
what
ended
we
up-
talk about now.
They ended up committing her to a psychiatric facility.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so
Yeah.
new enough.
That one who serious past what we talk
that
about.
is
That one is crazy.
But on some level, it is similar.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
On some level.
Something the same killing.
On some level, because
Okay.
this person
Hold on.
displays attitude, habits that show that they're not quite together upstairs.
Hmm.
And they wanted to, particularly you said she had this child for an abusive man. I don't know whether you guys know, but one of the things that children who come from abusive marriages is that if and when the mother escapes, many times she takes out the abuse
On the child.
on the child.
Just to
Yes.
get to the man.
I'm just wondering if that's part of what went down here.
Yeah, there's a possibility.
So let's
But next, I
sorry.
don't know.
Sorry.
Looking at
Sorry, Joyce. I want to just run through this. Sorry, Joyce.
If you call me Joyce one more time,
No, he's the one that started it.
He's the one that
He got
What's that list?
but I've not made any mistake today.
How can you call one of our own Aquaman Steve?
We started calling him Joyce.
Yes, no.
never mind.
Thank you. Don't join fight. You don't know anything about it.
I'm not joining back gangs. I've nothing.
Okay. So let's keep going with the comments.
Find trouble.
Lynn said,
Okay. But she had options. She could have given up the child to Child Protection Services if she wasn't capable of raising a child.
Mm,
True.
true. Dupe says,
To say she's mentally challenged is being kind to her. She's evil personified.
wow.
Mm.
Okay. Thank you. Lynn furthermore says,
I agree with Joel. In Nigeria, people will bang on your door to see if everything is okay.
yes.
We
That's
tend to mind our business to the extreme here.
Nigeria before. Nigeria too, don't they change you? People don't mind their
Yeah.
business. People carry phone and be recording.
Yes, they will not
True.
even come outside.
True.
They carry phone and start recording. How this woman leave her pikin? Oh, where she go see the pikin? Oh. Okay, Doc. Oh, Sam Udezi is in the house, everybody. Hi, Sam. Welcome.
He
So,
says it's two things. It's either she's mentally unstable or she did it intentionally to get rid of the child.
Mm.
Her boyfriend is supposed to suffer some consequence, except he didn't know about the child. Did he or didn't?
Well,
Do we know that?
I don't
no,
think
we don't
so.
know. He
No,
wasn't
we don't-
brought up
we
in
don't
the case. As far as the guy wasn't living in the house that they both left together, I
Yeah.
don't think he has anything to account for.
He didn't even come to visit. I
All
think
he
she
did
left
was,
on her own.
yeah, he enjoyed his time when she went to meet him.
Mm.
They did, and then And one thing where the prosecutor asked was, when you traveled, did you not drink water? Did you not eat? And
Yeah.
you were not thinking about your
True.
child. In fact, let me tell you guys this worst thing that they also said. They said that during the examination, they thought they saw what was that thing again? They thought they saw blood or something in the child's mouth, but no, it wasn't actually blood, it was feces.
Yeah, it was.
So it was just watching that,
I lose
watching.
the bottle for my neck.
No worry.
I call you before.
Try no
The place
commercial.
go before now.
Try
I
no
don't the hot.
commercial for live show. All right. Lynn furthermore says,
She has mental health issues and they left her with a child.
Yeah.
Please. People with mental health issues have children.
of course. Sam Daisy says,
She could have left the child outside. That's even more humane than what she did. I agree. Fire stations are safe places. They are
Exactly.
safe havens.
Child somewhere.
Fire stations, hospital doors, and you don't need to explain anything.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Eugene Okwala is in the house. Is watching from Nigeria. Greetings to you all. Welcome, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Says.
Good evening, Daddy. I agree with Dr. Tolu that this could be termed a premeditated murder. Anyway, it's a very unfortunate situation, but I think her neighbor who alerted the police would have saved the situation. I agree.
Okay, so let's keep going. Sorry, Stanley will be with you shortly. Lynn says,
oh, she's not even remorseful. What a world.
Yeah. And Duper says,
what makes this case different is the long and slow process. This was torture.
Yes, exactly.
Agreed.
Just imagining that child. Imagining that child in a situation where the child is just at home. Nobody, you're crying and crying and crying for help. Nobody is there for you. 10 whole days, they left feeding bottle by your side when you don't even know how to carry the feeding bottle and feed yourself in the first place.
Even some people, when they
then, some stuff, you know the worst thing? This woman now told the police that, oh, she didn't want to eat. She wasn't hungry. She was pushing the bottle away. That's when she was busy lying. That's the thing. It's just, it's annoying.
It just gets worse. The further we go along, it just gets worse.
Can we let's hear from
the
Stanley
judge
for the first time?
Well, this one is it's mind-boggling, not a little bit, but a whole lot. You know, they say it takes a village to raise a child. You know, and I'm kind of speechless to say the least. So I'll stop there for now.
So Stanley is speechless to say this for today.
He shocked the line, Stanley.
He shocked Stanley.
I haven't heard that in a while.
I'm saying you didn't shock Stanley.
So people, I want to indulge your whatever the word is. Share this thing. Share this link. Okay. Share this link. Begin to share.
Yeah, share it.
Okay.
Share
Begin
it.
to share. Some stuff you want to do special advert for them to share.
Share. There's love in sharing. Sharing is caring. Caring is good. And good can save somebody's life.
It has do. Before I carry it.
You're ridiculous.
Abi, doctor, you don't see how it's like a setup.
I'm saying.
Okay, so let's keep going. Now, the parents came to court and started saying that the judge should forgive their daughter. Because she had so many things going on in her head. The daughter is a good girl. And now the question is this: do you think the parents did all they could to help that baby and their daughter, or do you think that they just ignored the girl at home? First of all, before we answer that question, do you think it's now becoming a normal thing that parents actually leave their children at home unattended to? Is that something that is becoming a norm these days? And if it is, why is it becoming a norm these days?
You remember there was a show we used to have, like talking about people and parents don't have time for their children anymore. Now the children are being parented by strangers, friends of friends. So you don't even know the child that you're having. You because we don't even have the time. Most parents don't really have the time for these days because I'm too busy. I know it's a different situation, but it's almost similar to the fact that we sometimes, those that are even judging this lady, have that same problem, not even paying attention to what the child are watching on their smartphone, or what some of them even leave their children without food. That happens. And so we need to understand what is going on in the society. Is it that the society is taking over? Is it overwhelming for individuals? So if it is overwhelming, don't just have children if you know you're not going to be responsible. Children is for responsible people. If you cannot take care of a child, don't even try to do it.
Okay. Does anybody want to show something to what Samsov just said?
Well, it seems to me that, and at least the psych people will agree, that benign mental illnesses are on the rise. Issues of anxiety, neurosis, stuff like that are on the rise. Number one. Number two, modern life, for very interesting reasons, is increasingly stressful. Stressful for people. Now, to now add that, number three, children are supposed to be in a two-parent home. Now, you and I know that a lot of homes are single parent. Now, the thing that would have been a cushion, like a buffer, would have been grandparents. But now grandparents are working for longer in their lives.
Oh, yeah.
So that they are not able to be the buffer for the people who are having children now. That singular factor
I'm telling you.
is huge, because people have to work. Because they have to eat now. So you can't tell them not to work. It's not the one, we're working longer for less pay. And then the thing that would have been a safety net, parents, stuff like that, aunties, everybody's working.
By the time you get to home, you're too tired.
Do you get? They're all peopled out. They don't want to deal. And as anybody who has children will tell you, children are very needy people.
Very, very needy.
And the smaller they are, the needier they are. They need all your energy, your resources, your strength. So a lot of people, they see people on social media carrying these happy, chubby-looking cherubic babies, and they too, they want babies. And then the babies come, they're like, I didn't know you were like this. At which point they feel like they're trapped. Again, because we live in the US, there are places called sanctuaries where you could leave a baby, and a lot of people do it. No shame. You can drop off a baby at the fire station, at a hospital, and no questions asked, in front of an ER, and walk away, because somebody will at least try to take care of the child. But to leave a child unattended,
if you drop the baby, can you go and pick up the baby back when you're okay?
Because
no, it's finished.
So you cannot.
Because the child enters
the baby
so that they can help you feed the child.
So I can come back.
After I can come back, and then the child.
Okay, so pretty much like what Doctor and Sam Soft said, I do agree with that, because the system is making things more difficult for people. I would say the system. I don't want to say the government, but the system is making things more difficult for people, because time that you're supposed to use to rest and take care of your family at home, you can't anymore, because you need 2-3 jobs to survive. You know, things are getting too expensive. It's not as if your salary is on the increase either. Your salary is still the same thing, but everything is going sky high, like a spaceship. You know, I was just reading an article the other day, and Dollar Tree. You all remember? You all know Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
Dollar Tree, that their most expensive thing there is $1.25.
No more.
They have raised it now to $7.
Yeah?
No more. Yeah.
To $7. Allegedly. Let me not say. And
No. I've seen something there that was either $5.50 or $7.
Okay,
like somewhere in the last 1 week.
I just say allegedly, because these days people are excited to. Sally, you wanna add something?
Well, I think the most of what I want to say, everybody has said it. You know, the whole thing boils down to the system, and it calls for a big reform. And the system is actually the government. So when you say you won't say the government, no, it is. We'll call it as it is.
It's not me or Sam Soft or Dr. Joyce.
You forget that Stanley is the judge. Look at the way he looks like a judge.
Yeah, well, no, Max, I thought I heard you say you won't say it's the government.
Yeah,
It's like saying the light is red when I don't want to say the red is the light.
And it's the light.
Well, you see, it's society is changing and evolving without caring for the humans that are in it.
Exactly.
And there are big ball players in this who, in my opinion, from the much that I've seen lately, it's like a social experiment that is going on. And they use it to extrapolate some crazy data from it, which they use to project the kind of changes they want to make in the society and globally. So to say, so all of these things are kind of machines that they've put together, and they're trying to see how it plays out, because there is no way that a hospital would have all this medical history of a lady, and then they find out that she's got that they will not call social services to say,
oh, come on.
Let him
Yes, they can't do that.
Exactly.
They cannot do that.
hold
do
on,
Do it.
hold on, let me tell you this.
They can't.
I was in my kid's school the other day.
There
and-
was no reason to section her.
hold on, no, let me explain what I mean.
Let him finish.
Yes.
Explain what I mean. Where I live in my county, they talk to the kids at school.
Mm-hmm.
Believe you me, they talk to them.
Please.
And if the child says one thing that is not comfortable, and they ask the child, "Do you think you're okay?" And if the child hesitates, there's a knock on your door. You get a visit.
Exactly.
This is a 19-month-old. Who was she going to talk to?
No,
No.
it's
The point I'm trying to
the hospital.
it's an assistant thing. They get a knock on your door. So I was talking to my son's principal. They wanted to go on a field trip that they have honors students for, and they needed parents to consent. So I was when I went to drop the kids off in the school, we were chatting after the signing of the consent that my son could go. And he was saying things that, like, well, we have to bring parents in to consent in person these days. It's not a matter of just take this paper home, sign it, and bring it back. You have to be here to do it physically. There are many things that are going on. And he's telling me things, surprisingly, of students that come to school that are going through tough times. You get a first visit, a second one. By the third one, that kid is going to a foster home. All right. So this is a 16-month-old. The child can't speak. My thing is the neighbors. And the reason I say it takes a village to raise a child,
In those days.
commonly said, is that your neighbors, do you know them? Do they know you? Are they involved in your daily? Do you say hi? And you hear a kid cry day one, day two.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't knock on that door. Or even if you don't want to get yourself involved, pick up the phone and call 911.
Exactly.
Yep.
I don't want to give my name. I don't want to give my whatever. But next door, there's a baby that's been crying for the past 3 hours.
Okay.
They will show up. They won't disclose your identity.
Yeah.
That,
They will show up. They will come.
that your child was crying.
Of course, they will come.
They will come. They will knock on the door. And they hear the baby crying and nobody's responding. They will break that door down.
For days.
Okay, I have a question. I have a question for you, Stanley. I have a question for you. You and Sam Soft, actually.
Yes.
Since you were teaming up on this. Stanley, sir.
Yes.
When last did you spend 5 minutes talking to your next door neighbor?
I spoke to my neighbor.
Mine just left.
You leave that one alone. The other one, that opposite one.
Which one?
That woman opposite your house. You see your house?
Uh-huh.
That one across the street.
Again, that's why I say it depends
Okay,
on
you ask a different question.
When last you talked to that
You
woman?
say your neighbor.
When last did you talk to that woman? So,
I don't have to talk to everyone.
Exactly. We like
now,
to everybody.
let me tell you guys something. This is America.
No,
Neighbor.
the point I'm making is this.
Somebody-
You don't have to meet
Even
physically.
in an apartment, you can be next door to another person and you would not have spoken to that person for
Absolutely.
years.
Like I spoke
Does
to
it
my
mean that?
It doesn't matter. It's not about speaking to the person.
It's not
It's
about-
about hearing the baby cry.
Listen, does it mean?
No,
Let me-
hold on. Let me answer him.
Hold on.
On the other side, if I hear a baby crying on that street, I will call the police.
If you
What
can,
are you talking about?
you're a wizard. If you can hear the baby crying
Exactly.
from your house, you're a wizard.
I'm calling the police.
Your house is too far to hear it.
No, but the point is, they said they heard the baby.
Yes. Yes.
If I come out of my door, taking my trash out, and I hear my neighbor's wife screaming
Can
at
I ask you how you knew they heard the baby, sir?
Huh?
Can I ask you how you knew they heard the baby?
Well, you read it now. You said they had footages of the baby
There
crying.
were footages of the baby crying.
Mhm.
Did you not say that? Didn't you say that in the beginning?
Yeah.
You said they had footages of the baby crying till the last time the baby cried.
No, that they heard the baby crying.
If there were footages that
No. Hold on. Let me bring up. Hold on.
Hold on.
Okay. the neighbor did come out.
Hold on. This is CNN. Jalen's cries echoed through the quiet streets of Cleveland.
Thank you.
Exactly.
In the dead of the night.
Forget that nonsense description. Can you even describing it as
No.
You can't forget it. That's
More than one person had this baby cry.
in the dead of the night?
More than one person had this baby cry.
So if you ask me, they are all supposed to be booked.
That's what I said. All of them have questions to answer.
Oh,
It's Cleveland, right?
Is that Ohio?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Hi. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So people heard this child crying. It's not just one person.
So,
Doctor,
wait.
no,
Okay,
wait first. There's something I want to say.
Right.
When the point that Stanley, it's like he deviated from it. I'm in support of what Stanley was trying to say. When she goes to visit a doctor for appointments and all those stuff, and they are giving her treatment for mental.
Thank you, sir, that you brought
stuff.
this point back.
When she talks about all those problems she's going through, are they aware that she has a child? Now, with her situation, the doctors will be able to tell if she can manage having a child, caring for a child. They should be able to know as professionals.
Okay.
No, now let me finish.
I'm still waiting.
For the fact that they're not able to pick that side of her diagnosis, meaning that they misdiagnosed her.
No, not necessarily.
Please,
They
doctor.
can only go by what she tells them.
Thank you.
Why will you not defend your colleagues that made it that missed it?
No, seriously.
You know how
Your
many
colleagues
patients-
missed it.
Providers made mistakes.
You know
They
how
made
many
mistakes. They missed.
It's not a mistake.
They missed it.
They missed.
No,
Yeah.
no,
You know why I
not
say
necessarily.
so?
But go ahead.
They missed
Okay.
it.
People
Let
want-
me explain why I say so. All right.
Stanley, wait.
Hold on.
Stanley, wait now. Wait, calm down. We're calming down. People, have you shared
Me
this?
and Stanley will not agree for this
Have
one.
you shared this?
No, not
Please begin to share. This is getting heated here. Now, let me talk. Do you know how many patients come to us and
Yes.
lie and omit some things?
Yes.
There's no way we can tell. We
Yeah.
cannot know what you don't tell
So,
us. Excuse me.
That was all gas here
Samsov,
today.
hold on. If you don't tell me that, Max, I feel really depressed that sometimes I feel like offing my child.
Boom.
I feel like strangling this thing. I would not know. But if you come and you tell me, oh, I feel down, I don't feel happy sometimes. I just feel like, I sleep a lot. I'll say, okay, those are signs of this, and this. Your meds, are your meds helping you? Do we need to go up on your meds or change your meds?
How did they know that she's
You see the point. You see where you're going to.
exactly?
This is where a lot of providers make mistakes.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Based on what you described
Mhm.
and what you're prescribing, your first thought is medicine. When you have a provider that thinks medicine first as their first line of approach, they miss out on a lot of things.
Okay, now, Stanley, let me cut
When
you off.
your patient comes to you,
Stanley, let me cut you off right there. You understand? When it comes
no, allow me to learn.
Hold on, Stanley.
Allow me to learn. Maybe you understand what I mean.
No.
When
Stanley
it
has
comes-
his own right.
when it comes-
You can't say no.
Excuse me, you have a right to your belief, right? But when it comes to my profession, you would not play near that side. Let me tell you.
No, sir.
No,
No, sir.
sir.
No. Max, let him finish his thought.
You cannot.
Let him finish his thought.
No.
You personalized
There are lots.
You personalized it and said the first place I jumped to was medication. Did you open your ears to hear me tell and say, I think this is what is going on because of this and this and this you've mentioned? Did you hear me say that?
That's your prescription. You said
That is not a prescription. I have
medication.
Sally,
My
did you
question
also
is,
hear me? Did you also hear me when I say?
Are there other mitigating actions?
Did you also hear
You're
me
thinking.
say? Did you also hear
Before
me?
your last resort is
Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look at your medications, and then we see what we can do with your meds. Did you hear me say that? Did you hear me say, "Oh, you said
wanna change it?
excuse me"?
Can
Did
I-
you
You
hear me
want to
say?
change
Did
her
you hear me say,
medication?
"Oh, you say you're depressed"? Let me put you on that.
No.
Let me put you on that.
Stanley, wait
Come
first.
on,
Stanley,
man.
wait,
Come on.
Stanley, wait, make I
Come
tell her
on.
something.
Come
For
on.
the fact that that woman went out and the child died,
Mhm.
a doctor has messed up.
Oh, my friend.
As
How?
How did he feel?
Because
Cameraman, put
he
this
or
thing on
she-
his face.
he or she
Make
did-
him bigger.
he
Let
or
them
she
see
did
him.
not catch it.
Catch what?
Because
She's not got it. She's
what?
not taking her medication.
Catch
And it was
what?
the only
Catch
result that it
what?
gave her.
Stanley, do you expect us
medicine.
professionals to go to your house to become
Medicine,
for
but
you?
do you agree? Do you
Mhm.
agree as a provider
Uh-huh.
that medication was not the solution to this problem?
Says
Exactly.
who? Says who?
Because
She
she
didn't
dropped
take
the
it.
medication.
You gave her medication.
He dropped
take
the
it.
medication.
Why did she drop the medication?
what was helping. A
It
lot of
wasn't helping. It didn't help in any way.
How do you know? How do you know that?
It
Good.
did not help. She
How do you know that it wasn't helping?
Because she dropped it.
no wait now.
refused
Oh,
to
oh my God! No! That is a logical leap. Don't do that, please. Don't
No,
do
no,
that.
no. Listen,
That is
the medication was helping.
Because
We will not be having this conversation today.
No, lots of people stop using their meds for a myriad of reasons.
It's your business. You cannot control that.
No.
Lots of people stop
are the
using their
provider.
meds.
Except if they are sectioned, except if they are sectioned in a facility where
Yeah.
they are court ordered to take
Max, you
their
are the
Excuse me,
provider.
You are not listening to me,
You
sir.
are the provider.
Can you listen? Can you
If
listen?
the
sir?
medication is not
Can you
good,
listen?
you should know.
Can
That's
you
what
listen,
we're
Stanley?
you don't.
Let's go on a commercial break. please.
You don't.
Hi, so glad you are here with us today in Chat Room with Mex. I am Kay and I hope you are having fun. Please subscribe, like, and lastly share. We need to let the world know what we are enjoying here today in the chat room. Now let's go back to the show.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness, y'all are ridiculous.
Welcome back, people. Welcome back, people. Now let's
Back.
go back to the fight.
Y'all are ridiculous.
So, Stanley, Stanley, with all due respect, let me let you know how the psych world works.
Mhm.
Now, when you have a patient who has diagnosis, right, and the patient is not a harm to themselves or harm to others, you have no right whatsoever
Mhm.
force them to do anything or section them. No right whatsoever. You also have no right whatsoever to reveal or release their information to anybody else. That would be a HIPAA violation.
Yep.
Except if there is a need, except if you realize that this patient is a harm to herself or to another person, then you can do that.
So when
Now,
do you realize
you
that?
Is there a harm to somebody else in this
Now,
case?
calm down now.
Is there a harm to somebody else in this case?
Excuse me, sir.
You said in two shows ago,
you cannot.
two shows ago, you said,
Go ahead.
you made mention here that as a provider, if it is needed for the medical information of that patient to be released to another person, then it can be released. You said it.
Did you hear me when I just told you about 3 seconds
It's no
ago?
HIPAA violation.
you-
If you as a provider,
Stanley.
if you as a provider know
Stanley. Oh,
this
God.
woman's actions may
Stanley.
affect somebody else,
How will you
can
know?
release that
How
patient.
will you know
and
what you
refer.
don't know?
But that's
How
what
would you
you're
know
trained
what you
for.
don't know?
So I have a question
This
for
lady,
you.
hold on.
What you're trained for.
I was explaining something here.
Oh, yeah, continue.
Now let me finish, please. Now, if that person is not presenting as a danger to themselves or to others, there's nothing you can do about it. That's number one. Number two, you can't force anybody to take medications if they have not been seen that medication, that they really need that medication, and without that medication they are going to cause harm to themselves or others, and then go through the courts for the court to section them to take that medication. It is only, I'm sure you might have known about patients that when they section them, then if they don't take their medication, you call the police will pick them up and take them to the hospital, and they will inject them with long-acting medication.
But there's something you said that I agree with.
Go ahead.
What he said is this, that privacy of the patient, that thing is a problem too. Privacy of his patient, like for instance, the patient said that she's thinking of killing the child. If she might have said it to them, but they can still protect our privacy by not trying to disclose it.
So no. That's a mandated reporting situation. No.
They are thinking of offing the child.
Mhm.
That is already it's already threat to harm to another person.
Mhm.
So now you are a mandated reporter.
Yeah.
You're supposed to call DCF, and then DCF will take it from there.
From there, okay.
Because it's a child, Department of Child Protection Services. You call them and then they will take it from there. But in this particular case, you guys cannot just throw the poke on the healthcare provider, because the healthcare provider only knows what the patient tells them.
You do.
That's it.
Is
We
information
only know
given.
what the patient
You
tells
have
us.
enough information to make a good decision.
Excuse you, sir.
No, no, hold on. What do you mean by good
You have
decision in this
enough
case?
information for you to make a good medical decision that will both save the life of your patient and whoever they're dealing with.
So in this case, what is the information that the provider had, sir?
Number one, you know she's a psych patient.
And
she's on
She
psych.
she has a child.
My
and
next question is, who are you living with?
Correct.
there are
Who's taking care of you?
lots of single people who live by themselves, who have children, who have psych issues, and they're not a threat to anyone.
Dr. Tolu, if I'm a provider,
Mhm.
these are the questions. If I know I've got a psych patient in front of me, and I've got enough history.
What's the definition of a psych patient so that
Yeah,
everyone
yes.
can understand it?
This person had depression, so let's go with that.
Yeah.
How about that?
Hold on now. You said anxiety and depression.
Yes.
She's on meds.
Yes.
And the meds are not Tylenol and ibuprofen. They are psych meds, right?
Yep.
It's on her medical history already. I'm looking at these things. What are the indications?
Okay.
All right. So if I'm going to give you, look, when I go to my doc's office and for my physical, and if there are medicines that I know that he knows he will give to me, that it will impair my judgment in any way for an extended period of time, the first question is, do you have someone to drive you home?
Okay.
Are you going to be working with any machines between now and when this drug releases from your system? Who's going to be at home with you? Again, it depends on the medication. But you're dealing with a psych. Judgment is impaired at any given time and needs this medicine. They rely on this medicine to maintain a stable mental status. Okay? So if you're giving this to them and you know anywhere, I can't say this for sure, but if I'm the provider and I see on the chart that she's got a baby, my next question is, who takes care of the baby? Is your husband at home? Do you have any family members?
This whole thing is pinning
I'm
me.
going to document it to protect myself.
Let me tell you why it's pinning.
Right?
me.
But
you why
because
it's
I'm
pinning me.
caring for the patient and whoever they're dealing with, if she tells me that no, she's a single mom with just this baby at home, I will call for help.
Who will you call for help, sir?
Who will you call for help?
I would refer the patient
To who?
counseling or something.
He came to you for counseling. You won't go
I'm not a counselor. I'm a provider.
You kidding me?
Bro, I wish it was that simple, but it is not.
These are mitigating actions.
So pretty much what Stanley just said is if you have a patient as a medical provider now, not a psychiatric provider.
Exactly, that's what I'm
as
saying.
a medical provider now, if you have a patient that has diabetes and the patient is on medication for diabetes.
No, don't reduce my point. No.
If
Don't
you have a
reduce
patient,
it. Don't reduce it.
I'm not reducing
That's
it.
not what I'm saying.
Hold on. Max is trying to make a point. Hold on, let him finish.
There are psych providers. So are you telling me that all psych providers are
You're talking, I kept quiet now. Let me talk.
No, wait. Are you telling me that all psych providers are
Now,
counselors?
Stanley is saying that.
No, Max, don't say that. Say, I think Stanley is saying.
Exactly.
I think Stanley said.
Allegedly.
I think Stanley said. I had him say it.
He will sue you.
He said, Stanley, I think, said. So he said, once you notice the person is on some medication like that, blah, blah, blah. Now, inversely proportional. This is what I want to pull out of what Stanley said from perspective. From my perspective, Stanley is saying, if I'm to twist it the other way, he's saying that if there's a patient that is diabetic, that is on diabetic medications.
No, I didn't say diabetic medication.
Insulin, like insulin, and
you're changing it, then that's not what I'm saying.
Stanley, can I finish?
No, if you're saying that, don't take my name out of it. That's not what I said.
Okay. He said,
diabetic.
Let me remove the name. He said, if I'm twisting it now, he said,
don't twist it.
Patient that,
like I said it. I said it's
patient that is diabetic, is on Jardians or insulin because they're diabetic, they're taking medication.
I didn't say nothing like that. And you're quoting me.
Okay.
Stanley, he's trying to draw a parallel that is proportional. That's what he's doing.
But that panel is broken.
Your man mute you, Joy.
That panel is broken. You don't know.
Now,
he's trying to draw a proportional parallel. Let him finish.
Yeah, let me finish, Stanley, please. Let me finish. They can't hear you, sir. So, as I was saying, right, he doesn't know you people cannot hear him. That's why. Now, you have a patient that is taking that has diabetes and is taking medication for high blood sugar, right? So what Stanley is expecting you now as a provider to do is to make sure that that patient doesn't eat anything that has sugar in it. If the patient eat anything that have sugar, you should refer the patient to a therapist or to somebody else. Now, what I'm trying to say is this, and Stanley, I hope you are hearing me very well, sir. There is up to a certain level that you can go. You can control what you can't control, period. You only know what the patient wants you to know. If they don't want to know it, you ain't gonna know it. And
that's a wrong analysis.
If the patient does not present themselves to you as a harm to themselves or harm to others, there's nothing you can do about it. And it's there. It's the fact. You understand? That's why documentation is important.
Are you trying to tell me that doctors don't make mistakes?
Doctors make mistakes. This particular doctor.
So why are you sounding like you guys?
That's a red herring. Don't bring that in just yet. Otherwise, you're going to derail this conversation.
Again, you are misquoting me. That's a wrong analysis.
I
will not accept that one.
There was indication that
you are misquoting me. You're the wrong analysis.
We know. We don't worry. We don't say they misquote you.
So let's take some comments, please. Let's take some comments.
Mr. Mix, you're just a troublemaker.
He's just
You're just a troublemaker.
What I do not like is this, right? This is what I don't like. What I don't like is the fact that when people assume that because you are a provider and you're taking care of a particular patient or you're taking care of patients, they expect you to be in control of everything.
Yeah. Omnipotent and omniscient.
It's not fair.
It's a place for good sense of judgment.
It's not fair. So can we continue, Stanley? Are we good to continue?
Yes, continue. As a matter of fact, you guys haven't tried to take away the story.
Now, Stanley, I was actually
let me drift you people away from this.
Please. Let's take this because I don't want us to
hold on first, Joyce.
I don't. Okay, Doc, are we ready to go?
Are you people ready to go? Because y'all seem to be bent on mischief today.
We said there will be no mischief.
You lie.
Okay. All right. So, healthy Jesse Chop said, "What kind of mother is that?" That's a question for the agencies. The parents in court to plead for their daughter is sad.
Yeah.
They should have apologized for her actions and pray that parents, single parents especially, learn from this terrible tragedy. I guess they were just trying to show her support.
Yeah.
Good evening, the Queen Mother. Hey, Queen J. Hi, Minister Mex and my daddy. My daddy is looking sharp.
Soft. You know that always. I know they forehand.
Good evening, Stanley and Victor. Happy Sunday. It is Palm Sunday.
Joyce. Victor.
I see we're not going to hear the last of this today.
Victor said.
All right, now Victor says the ridiculous cost of daycare is also part of the problem.
Yeah.
Daycare should be made affordable for all parents, not just providing WIC and EBT cards, which is actually helpful in some sort too. That's a point.
Good point. Yeah. Emeka Chidibe is in the house. What's up, bro?
Does anyone have an update on her intent or the reason she did it?
Yeah, so she did not give any reason.
Was she put on the stand? Do you remember?
Yeah, she was. She was put on the stand and she apologized.
Okay.
Yeah, she apologized. She blamed it on mental health. Sam says,
I work at a middle school. One of the kids and his mom only feeds him ramen noodles. The school liaison said she called, I guess she meant psych services.
Child services.
What if that's the only thing the woman can afford?
Only thing she can afford. Child service. Child service will only give her more food.
And they might even give him junk food more.
Send her to a food pantry or something. Oi. Yes, see, they call child services, which is probably why they'll give her a hard time and then they may take her child.
And by the way, do you guys know that when child services come knocking at your door, you do not have any obligation to talk to them?
Apparently.
Yeah.
You
A lot of folk don't know that.
Yeah, you don't have any obligation. They should go and bring a warrant for you to talk to them. Then you can.
Yeah, but sometimes they won't trespass.
Those people can do too much.
Trespass.
How people are not hearing me? If you come to my door, forget it to use my doorbell that was.
We have dog. We have dog.
Samsung have dog. Bingo. Continue.
A provider cannot release a patient's information without patient's consent or a court order. Thank you.
Tell him. Why you come and chop my head off?
No, listen. Go listen to your show two Sundays ago.
Wait now.
You said the same thing.
Can we finish? Reading?
Patient is at risk.
Can we finish
release that information to a provider, not to anybody else? Another provider.
Yes, when the patient is at risk, you can release the information.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't say give it to anybody, a Tom, Dick, and Harry on the street.
Oh, you say we should. Okay,
No,
sorry, Doc. Please continue.
It says if the
Can
person
doctor
is-
continue to read?
You're trying to twist his word.
As Meg said, not unless the patient is considered harm to self or others can medications be given, whether he or she says no.
Yeah. It is, see, according to the law, right? It is okay to be abnormal. As long as you are not hurting anybody and hurting yourself, you can be crazy as much as you want to be. You can run on the street.
You can identify as an oak tree.
Yes, you can.
Run, come out, leave, give us. Well done.
It's the same thing. It's the system.
Who's of it?
Doctors are not meant to be adult sitters or mind readers.
Thank you. Thank you. Tell him.
So they're locked.
Minister Max.
These are the restrictions. These are the restrictions in American medicine and the lapses that are within the medical profession in the U.S. And there are studies on this. When you say doctors are not mind readers, you are trained to be a provider. Yes, you're not a mind reader, but you've got judgment. That's why that patient is under your care.
We're not babalawos.
But they have judgment too.
Judgment.
So good sense of judgment.
If a doctor use judgment now and see you like,
hold
on. Samsung, imagine you now like.
No, wait first.
Hold on now,
This judgment.
Samsung.
The judgment I'm talking about is different from what you are trying to admit. For instance, you see people, they rush them to the hospital. Like a child comes to the hospital. You complain, oh, something wrong with the child. They examine the child and saw sign of abuse to that child. What do you do as a provider?
You call child services.
Immediately. With mandated reporting.
Judgment.
I agree with that.
No, that's not judgment. That's going protocol.
No, protocol.
That is going by protocol.
Oh, wait. Before protocol, judgment comes in.
No, at all.
Wait, no. Doctor, you saw the bite. It can be a bite from the child itself. But you see a bite, that bite, your own judgment is like, blessing that the mama bite her more.
You see the mama teeth.
Oh, that's where the judgment comes in.
You go call the
adult teeth marks are different from children's teeth marks. These things they're not that hard. Really.
You see abuse.
Why are you biting yourself? Samsoft, this is what I agree with something you just said. Right? Judgment, yes. But this is it. You have a patient that obviously has been diagnosed with anxiety and depression, right? It's not a crime to have anxiety.
No.
It's not a crime to have depression. A lot of people, I'm sorry to say, even some of you right now here watching me, and even here in the panel, might actually have a
like you, because the way you
level of anxiety. And
now you might get to answer. Excuse me, Max.
Minister Max, you know better than to say that.
Can you make such a statement?
Calm down.
No, I am here.
Did
you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said, Sally?
No. Retract it.
He said, might have. I can't retract this.
Retract it.
Might have.
Panelists
or the other.
Your panelists are saying people.
Anxiety.
You can't say that to your people that are sitting with you.
It is the fact that it is not a crime.
How can you diagnose them like that?
This is my problem with like you. You think having anxiety and depression is an illness that is
everybody
is
have
death sentence. Come on.
You don't talk to your panelists.
I ain't retracting nothing. Come and retract it now.
What did y'all drink before this show started? Because
I'm telling you, I think you actually.
You don't talk to
I'm
you.
telling
Inside this thing.
Minister Mix, I'm suspicious of you.
Exactly.
Something is something.
You go and watch the show from the way it
Don't
started.
do
I
that.
was speaking very calmly. My voice was I not calm?
But wait first.
Was I not calm?
That
Don't do
lady,
that.
we have not even played the lady.
No. Samsoft. I don't want us to gloss over. Stanley has a real grievance, and I need us to hear what he's saying. He's feeling insulted by what you said. I know you do not want him to feel insulted, so please make it right.
Okay, so Stanley, let me tell you what I was saying, right? Are you listening to me, sir?
Max, just retract it.
I'm not retracting nothing.
Oh, then you don't have nothing to say then.
Now, as I was saying, right? As I was saying, it is usually undiagnosed when it is a very minute amount, right? And it's okay to have some level of anxiety. It's also okay to be depressed. It is normal to be depressed after some certain events might have occurred. And it is normal for you to have anxiety after some certain things might have occurred. Very normal. You and me, we have gone through that stage multiple times. Even Samsoft has gone through that at some point.
Of course.
It is normal. There's nothing bad about it. Now, because you have that happen to you, doesn't mean that the doctor should follow you with gun and machete everywhere you go because you have that. No. Now, back to the issue that we're talking about. It is in her chart. She was seeing a provider for that. She was on meds for that. It is okay. She did not endorse harm to herself or to the baby at that point. Still fine. At some point, something happened. We don't know what happened. Like doctor said, it would have been nice if they had sent her for a psych eval for us to get the full picture of what was going on upstairs. It would have been nice if they had done that. I don't know if they did that. I don't think they did that, but it would have been nice to. So my thing is this: is there a way that it could have been caught? If her parents were more involved in her life, I don't know how involved they were, but if they were more involved in her life, they would have at least been able to know when she wants to travel. Because tickets were bought. She bought tickets, 2 tickets to 2 different places. And she flew and came back and went again and did all that. So they would have seen it.
I have a problem with those parents that they come and be begging, oh, our daughter. I have serious problem because for the fact that you don't even visit your child that has a
you don't know that they don't visit her. You don't know that.
You could correct me for this if I'm wrong. Like doctor said something about not really counting on movies. Not really counting on movies. But listen, there are some people that do not allow their parents to into their lives.
Before I forget this thing, the parents, you said, how many days was this child left?
10.
10
days. So within all this period,
you did not talk to your daughter. You did not call to ask after your
exactly.
grandchild.
I don't understand the parents.
See, Sammy. See, there are some people. I have seen movies, even reality in Nigeria, for crying out loud. They don't want to have anything to do with their parents. They just when they want to hear from their parents, they call. They don't want to have anything to do with their parents. Like stay on your own. I will stay on my own. And if this lady is psychic, of course she can go to that extent of saying, Mom, Dad, I don't want you to handle my babies. I can take care of my babies. Stuff like that. She could say that. There's no mother who is sane that would watch her child who is insane, leave her insane child with a baby that is sane. They want to intervene. But I dare to say that possibly this lady would have spoken to her mom. You keep your cool. I can take care of my baby. I'm fine. I can take care of. Of course, the mother should trust
parents
the
would have
daughter.
reported it to.
They would have said it in court now.
Exactly.
Saying it in court is only implicating the daughter more. They just wanted their daughter free. They only wanted the daughter free. That's why they were begging. They were begging. They just wanted the daughter free. For crying out loud. I was even going to say something. Why is it that I know mad people in Nigeria? A lot of mad women. They safeguard their children. They hold their children. No one is killing. But this one, they left.
Let me talk like Stanley. Can you retract that and use the word mentally unstable? Please.
Okay. Mentally unstable people. We find them on the street.
Why would you ask him to retract it when you
it's okay. It's okay, Stanley.
You did not retract it.
Is this your retract?
You retract it.
He didn't even
Stanley
retract
has
it when I
come
asked
for
him to retract
Stanley
it.
has come for you.
Stanley, leave me alone.
No, retract what you said.
I said I'm not
I don't
retracting.
think. Look. I take words very serious. That's why I'm careful when I speak.
I'm not.
I don't speak just anyhow.
Stanley, you can omit yourself from what I said, but I will not retract it because
No, I'm not. You said it.
It applies to a lot of people.
You are telling him to retract it.
I'm not just
and
telling
you. Did not retract what you said.
Stanley, I wasn't addressing you. I was addressing everybody.
I'm in the panel.
Well, I'm sorry, you can't.
If everybody else takes it, I don't.
Okay, so you
Bex, you're not hearing him. See, you don't have to not agree with what you said. What you don't want is for he feels offended. Is it really that hard to apologize? Is it really?
Let's put it this way now, Stanley, sir.
Is it really?
I understand you are offended by what I said. Okay, I remove you from it. You're not part of the people.
It makes no sense.
I don't come out now.
No. I said, is it so hard to apologize?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Max is being diplomatic here. Max
is retracted.
You know
apologize.
You know what?
I retracted him from it.
You know, go fit dodge.
No. Don't. No. You're an intelligent man. Don't do that. You are just dancing around the situation.
I will keep dancing. Let's take this conversation.
You cannot.
Don't do that. Do not do that. No.
You don't do your neck.
Do question.
No, this one.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm serious.
Okay.
You've got to learn to handle issues head on and deal with them and then move on. It's a simple thing.
So, Doc, we will talk about this when we get to that point. For now, let's just keep the show moving. Let's keep
Stanley, are you good with this?
Max, it's not hard, man. Come on.
We will talk about this when we get to that point. For now, apology is not the title of the show. Apology is not the topic.
Oh, come on. You're a bigger person than that.
We keep going. Okay.
You're a bigger person than that. No, Max, don't do that. You're a bigger person than that.
Dupe says, if I'm correct, most psych intakes come from ED. I'm not sure if they come directly from PCP's office, which is true. She says, Max, could her doctor have referred her to a psychiatrist unilaterally? Yeah. Well, at this point, it depends on what her presentations were. At this point, it depends on that, what her presentations were. Then after that, so many other things could have been put in place. But now, my question now is this, right? The judgment of the court's judgment.
Yep.
Do we think that judgment was fair to her? I'll play a brief video and we'll go from there. I'll play a brief video and we'll go from there and we'll talk about the judgment from the court, if we think it was fair, if it was what was deserved or not.
We need to even know how the judgment went, and even to hear from her too.
Of course. So let's take what the judge said, and then we'll come back and talk in detail about it.
The ultimate act of betrayal, leaving your baby terrified, alone, unprotected, to suffer what I heard was the most gruesome death imaginable, with no food, no water, no protection, and lying in her own feces. You decided you needed a vacation. You left your baby, Jalen, trapped in a pack and play without food and water for 10 days. I'm going to sentence you to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
All right, so that was what was said.
But that was just a little part of it.
Yeah, just a brief part because we're already running out of time. Just a brief part. That was what the judge said. So at this point, do we think that judgment was fair or do we think it wasn't fair?
If me, I will give her that even more. Because that was really terrible for her to just behave like that and do that to that child. That child is gone and gone. Child's not coming back. That's just sad. Very, very sad. So,
So Joel.
Yeah, true. I had spoken with some persons concerning the topic today, and they were like, "Whoa, no! Whatever was given to the lady was too small. It should have been more. Yeah, it should have been more. That's what they said, and I agree with it. It should have been more. What the judge did was okay, but I think it should have been more. apart from that, we preach mercy and we preach forgiveness. However, these things keep on repeating itself in a society like yours because they seem to have a way around it
Mm-hmm.
using the mental readiness. They just have a way around it. They just come and say, okay, I had this mental issue, then they skip it. They just give them some 6 months or some few months, in jail, and then they're off again, looking for another person to harm, stuff like that. So
Mm.
whatever the judge did was okay. I think it's okay.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, I do agree with that. So let's see. Okay. Lynn says, Chai, say this fine baby. Oh, she was referring. Yeah, I know. It was a very, very sad
I'm telling you.
situation. Yeah. But still, may the soul of the baby rest in peace. And please and please, as parents out there, let's try and learn to, do the right thing. I understand mental illness is real, very, very real. Don't be an island. Don't be an island. Try to have people around you, supportive people that would, support you and help you when you're at that point where you're really, really stressed and tensed. Because it's very, very important that we have support around us. All right. So, Joel, in 30 seconds, what do you have to say to our lovely people that have been on the show?
Well, like what Sammy said, really key into it. You cannot handle these babies. I don't think you should bring them to the world. Uh, Especially when she's had the second one. This is the second one. And I think even in the first one, she had issues, but it wasn't so loud. Now, also it's simple. When you're going on a trip, go give the baby to someone else. I mean, if we have issues, just like you said, we have issues, reach out to people who can as well help you. Hold your baby or hold the circumstance that you are going through. They said a problem said is half the solved. If you say it, you probably get some form of solution.
True. Makes sense. Some soft, sir.
So what I want to say is that, this woman, you can't make Mex no apologize. He will apologize. No. So I'm saying that if you know you cannot handle children, you shouldn't even try to have children, because it's challenge. They're just having children alone is a challenge, but they're beautiful. They are special. Children are just special. It's painful to just hear stuff like this. It's too painful, So that's why you see the panel was hot today. You see how everywhere we're shaking, because it is something we want to address it, and I encourage you to take care of yourself, your mind. Take care of your mind. It's very important. You got to take care of yourself, take care of your mind. And if it is time for you to seek help, don't be afraid to do that. To seek help.
Well, thank you very much, sir. From me, this is what I want to say, right? When you have providers and you have something that a provider is working with you on, I would encourage you to be upfront and honest with your provider. Talk to your provider about everything that is going on with you, because they might and they will be able to help you. Omitting things would not really help. And also, in the case of this particular lady, let's learn from this story. Life can happen to anybody, and that's the fact. The way the brain is wired, right? You might think you know what you're doing 100%, but the fact is, when something goes off, it goes off, and it goes off really bad. So have that team of network, that support system that you can be accountable to, that would always know or sense when something is off with you. Like when they're calling you and you're not picking up your calls and things like that, and they're able to, rush in and help out. That would be nice. And for my brother Stanley, watching out there, hey, it's just a show, bro. We talk about things, we talk about our minds, the way things are, you know, we express our opinions, you know, and at the end of the day, we're all saying what we think is right and what we know is right, you know. So hey, your feelings were hurt, sorry about that. There was no intent towards that, but hey,
cool your mind, cool your mind, cool your mind, brother, cool your mind.
So yeah, so people, it was fun today.
Oh yes.
It was a great show.
We can't break our own table.
I tell you, we'll break our own table, join. Yeah, we broke our table.
We can't break our own table.
It was so emotional. I'm not gonna lie. That case was so emotional.
It's a serious one.
Yes, it was a serious one. And it touched me, I would not lie. You know. So Sam say you go learn. Apology today.
He said what do this after?
Say you go learn. Apology today. Well, yeah, I guess emotions are emotions, right?
I will tell you.
Yeah. But yes.
It's part of the show, as a matter of fact.
It's part of the show. That's life. That's what it's all about. You know, but hey, see you next week, Sunday.
See you guys.
What we're going to be talking about actually next week, Sunday. So I'll just ask this question right here, and then we'll talk about that in detail next week, Sunday. Do you think that when a man and a woman gets married, everything that is purchased should be under the man's name or under two of their names?
We won't break on the table this time.
Let's think about it. We will see next week, Sunday. Same time, same place. Stay tuned and enjoy yourself.
It's your boy Matt. I want to introduce a show to you called Chat Room.